So there was a wakey, eggs and bakey. So there was a person who said, how would you handle it if you were in a relationship with somebody who is asexual?
Oh.
And I kind of thought that was an interesting.
Yeah.
So first of all, on the like sexuality spectrum of like asexuality to complete Z-sexuality, how do you identify? If this is like the spectrum and this is like Z-sexual or allosexual, somebody who does experience sexual attraction, and then this is asexuality, someone who does not experience sexual attraction, where would you like plot yourself?
Well, hold on, break this down. This is just somebody that does or like highly does?
I'm just gonna say does. Does like a bit, quite a bit. But not like hypersexuality.
I would say like I'm like right here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm like I'm there.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And I would say that I'm like right.
Yeah, I guess it's more flowy. I would say like
Right.
I would say I'm like right here flex. Yeah.
Sure. So then what would you, first of all,
depends on the day. I don't know.
right, no, my sexuality is fluid. And
Yeah.
it's fluid depending on my mood, depending on my circumstance, depending on my situation.
Yeah,
depending
I would
on,
say
like,
that's true because there's definitely times that like I'm like very more close on the other side. So I guess it just depends.
right.
I think that's a lot of probably most people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the medication I'm on or like my
Yeah.
body chemistry, sometimes the time of the month. So like
Yeah,
there's a lot of different things. And then also sometimes like for some like unexplained reason I go through like, I don't know, like a few months of my life where for some reason my like just my sexual attraction is lower and then for some reason it's like much higher. So yeah, it's fluid.
Yeah.
But do you think you could be happy in a relationship with somebody who like was asexual?
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
So elaborate on that.
Just because it's I'm more about intimacy than like the actual sexuality, like part of it, you know, or like being like physically intimate. Like as long as I'm connecting with the person on like a deeper, more emotional level, and of course I would never like want somebody to ever feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my follow-up question then, like how would you handle that? So your partners come out to you and express to you that they are asexual. What would be like your next step?
Well, what I would first want to say, that is totally fine with me. You know, I want you to be you. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to feel safe in this relationship. And then I said, okay, I would want to like figure out what is okay, what isn't okay, where does the consent lie, and
sure,
then,
like set those boundaries and things.
yeah, and then I would want to talk about it and make sure that I understand, and so that I never do anything that pushes that line.
Right, to make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely. What about you?
I'm exactly the same thing. My next step would be like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much for telling me. I'll be like totally honest. If I didn't know that about the person, if they told me, I might be surprised. And then I would say that the next step would just be like to talk about it, to make sure that there like were no hiccups, bumps, or surprises when we were like being intimate.
Yeah.
Because some asexual people are, while they're asexual, are totally okay participating in sexual activity, and other people totally are not okay.
Yeah.
So I'd want to figure out where my partner lied in that.
Yeah, I would want to figure out what do they consent to, and or like at least in this moment, and stuff like that. Like, is kissing okay? Is this?
Because some people don't think kissing is even sexual.
Yeah.
Some people think kissing is simply romantic and not sexual. Some people
don't think it's romantic at all either.
Yeah, some people just think it's platonic.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I would just want to figure that out so that I knew the boundaries. Like, I think would be harder for me is not having any physical touch or like just even closeness, or like kissing, or like no kissing would be really hard for me.
Yeah. I don't think I could be happy in a relationship where we didn't kiss.
Yeah. I think that would be really hard for me.
Oh, I'm not gonna say. I don't want. I never say never.
Yeah. I would never want to put myself in like a
box. Yeah.
But like, that would
be challenging. It'd be new.
It would be. It would really be an adjustment of the framework of how I see a relationship. Because now I'm trying
to imagine, like, if you came to me and you were like,
I can't.
I don't want to kiss you anymore. I obviously still love you.
Yeah. That would be such a challenge.
But like, I also love kissing you.
Consent stands for that, by the way.
Thank you. But yeah, that would be hard. I think, yeah. I'll never say never, so it's not like I couldn't be with somebody who didn't like kissing. But I would say I would have my, like, concerns.
Yeah, it would definitely be an adjustment for me. But I wouldn't, if it was somebody, like, if you came to me and said, like, hey, it's not you. It's not like, it just, like, right now, like, that would be really hard because emotionally I think my ego would be like, I'd have so many insecurities, but if you like...
But you still understand, but yeah, you do understand that, like, asexuality is an orientation.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have anything to do with, like, yeah.
Yeah, so if you were like, no, this is just how I am, I'd be like, okay, well, how can we make this work so that you're comfortable and you're safe and you're not pushing any lines that you're not, but I'm still, like, getting everything that I need.
Because it is about both people.
Yeah.
It's not just, like, catering to the asexual person and catering to the, or catering to the Z-sexual person. Like, both people genuinely have to be happy. Like, the relationship has to work. It's a two-way street. So my final question, do you think, like, every Z-sexual person has to be okay dating an asexual person? It's tricky.
In an ideal world.
In an ideal world, it'd be great. But like,
but I will say that maybe there are some Z-sexual people that need that to feel fulfilled.
Yep.
And then I don't feel like they need to. That they just have, like, it's just like asexual people. If they don't want to have sex, no one should make them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's tough. But, like, yeah, in an ideal world, we'd all just be cool with each other.
Right. And it's hard, sometimes, like, questions, like, hypotheticals like these are hard for me because it's kind of like the whole, like...
You can't give Ash a hypothetical situation. She wants to know every single, like, dynamic of it.
But also, hypotheticals like these are hard for me because, like... Should every Z-sexual person be open to dating an asexual person? And it's hard because I can't imagine being a Z-sexual person who wouldn't be open to it because I'm a Z-sexual person who would be open to it. So, like, empathizing like that way is hard for me. But, like, I do think that there are certain Z-sexual people and certain asexual people who simply aren't meant to be together.
Yeah.
Because one of them, like, wants to have sex all the time, and that's what would make them happy, and one of them doesn't, and then shouldn't have to. So not, like... That can be a deal breaker between people, I think. But I also think I kind of encourage both parties to be open-minded because I feel like you can be surprised.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because if you like,
I think that there's a common misconception about sex and intimacy.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, there's usually been times where either one of us is, like, kind of going through something and then we're just kind of like, hey, I know, like, right now I can't do that, but I still really want to be intimate with you and I still want to feel this closeness that no one else really gets. So they're just like that, but...
And I personally, like, have felt more, like, sexually connected with you during some moments where we haven't even been having, like, sex. Like, just been, like, holding each other and things. You can, like, achieve that with not, like, traditionally sexual acts. Like, you can achieve that kind of intimacy. So I would, like, just, like, encourage people, if you've really fallen for someone and you've learned that they're either more sexual or less sexual than you expected, my advice, if you cared for it, would be, like, don't
put yourself into a box or
don't like write that off as an impossibility right away. Like, I would, like, explore it more. You know?
Give yourself a chance.
Because you might be surprised to learn what you are actually happy with. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Splish, splash, waterfall, give a dog a bone. That hurt my nose for a reason I will not disclose. Ooh.